connecting now. Let me see that one. Let me see that one. See, it's got that green stuff on it too. Let a couple people come on, and then what we're gonna do, what I wanted to do quick was, we just worked our way through the end of these beans. We dropped over into the woods just to see what the woods looked like, because there was a lot of trails, and we watched the deer all season come in and out of this point towards late season. And I don't know that there were that many bucks that really came out of there, but we thought it was worth a shot to walk in. So we walked some of the trails on this one side, and it's got a lot of snow, and it just didn't look good. I mean, I get excited when I see a lot of sign, but they clearly weren't bedding there because it clearly was cold. And the snow is still, like, if you go from this point, it's very deep snow up until you get to the point like right here, and that's what's straight north, huh? So as soon as it points straight north, everything to the west of it was melted off. So it looked a lot better in there. So we kind of just worked our way around this point, and now we came back up into the bean field. Now, we've been going, Trigger, you wanna get Trigger over, hon? We're gonna, we've been going for an hour probably. And so one thing I wanna do is I wanna make sure I keep dogs interested in what we're doing. So Taylor, our older dog, so we have one shed that Wyatt had found earlier this year. It's just like a little one pointer. It's it's broken off. It looks like it has a G2, no brow tine, and then it's broke off. So it's just like a spike, basically, like a hybrid spike. So I've been carrying it in my back pocket, and one of the things that I want to do is I want to make sure that dogs stay into this. I don't want to bore the hell out of them, so I want to keep them into it. So Taylor, our older dog, Taylor, come here, come here. So one thing, come here, Taylor. One of the things that we've done, Taylor, here. Come on. Come on. One of the things that we've done is Steph has separated with Trigger. I've separated with Taylor. Hutch has kept Millie, or Wyatt's kept Millie and Hutch. Hutch is working on his heel work. Wyatt's heeling him everywhere today because he ranges. He has much greater range. He's a pointing dog. So Hutch is, we're working on trying to keep him close. So Wyatt has been working with him on lead all day. So far, we're gonna stretch him out a little bit, but he's been letting Millie work. So the three of us separated. We didn't stay real tight together because it's just gonna be distracting. Now, what I was getting at was I pitched a shed out here before we went down, huh? And yeah, why don't you bring her back?
Millie, come. Millie, here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
So Millie might have caught wind of it right there. We're gonna call her back just because they're just trying to get some engagement with another dog. So all I did was I pitched this little spike hybrid thing out before we went around the point. It's been 30 minutes or so. So now we got the wind working back into our face, and what I'm going to do is I just want to get Taylor engaged again. So I don't want to bore her. The other thing I wanted to point out was this is that shed that we just found about an hour ago, and I want to show, when it comes to scent, we talk about what smells. Antlers smell, they have bone, they have calcium. It all has, everything has scent, guys. This green mucus that you see, I find that on a lot of fresh sheds. That has a ton of scent. There's blood, look very closely, there's hair. That's all scenting parts of an antler, a fresh dropped antler. Then when you get an older shed, the bone has scent to it. There's all these other things that maybe have influenced it that carry scent to it. So that's stuff that I talk a lot about when it comes to the elements of what a shed smells like. I don't believe that you just train on antler, because there's 5,000 other scent clues out there. So let me bring in Taylor. Taylor, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, with enthusiasm. Come on, come on. Now I'm gonna work her into the wind, and this is merely to engage her. So I'm gonna give her a little hunt command. I'm gonna flip this around. And all this is to keep her excited about what we're doing, because we're going to be going a long time, and I don't want a dog, even her at 3 years old, I don't want her going for hours and hours and hours and not find anything, because she's going to check out. She'll burn out. So let's go find it. So this is going to give you a little bit better idea of her range too. I don't let her range far. Find it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. One of her weaknesses right now, she's really looking for help. This is something that I've talked about in our training. Let's go find it. She's looking for handling, and I'm not going to handle her. So right there, she probably has wind. There it is. Very good, very good, very good. I thought it was a little further away. You could see the body language. Very good, very good. Hold, hold, very good. That was, I thought, a lot further away. So here's another thing, if that focuses. Blood on this. Wyatt, when did you find this? A week ago?
Probably been a couple weeks.
A couple weeks ago. So fresh blood on that. A lot of scent to it. This is just a goofy little shed that I put in my back pocket. That was a pretty weak demonstration because I thought it was out about 20 more yards and I wanted to see her work into it. But watch her body language and her tail. As soon as her tail and her ears go, we know she's on something scent-wise. So as we're working through the woods, I'm looking for that. This is transitional training. So with these young dogs, with Millie, with Trigger, with Hutch, who are really young, really their first shed seasons, I'm looking for these little cues, their little body language stuff. So we're gonna work back through these beans. There should be a shed in here because Mr. Anderson, Wyatt's dad, has been checking the beans all winter and said there is one. And we thought it was in the top row of beans. If it is, we missed it. So we think it's in the bottom. So I'm actually gonna stay live and let's just work through this because there should be one in here on the bottom side. So this is another thing where
She had winded that little one and we called her off.
Yeah, yeah, and she probably did wind it, and she probably was very close to it.
Right, because we thought it was for, we thought
we were 20 yards. Yeah.
And then we hunted in the woods a little bit, came back out, and we had forgotten how close the edge it was.
So probably not our best move with little Millie, but
we'll build it back up.
We'll learn from that. So now we're gonna work through, and I'm gonna have you guys stay live. So Taylor, go ahead, let's go. And this will give you an example of the range I like. Let's go, come on. I don't like, I call this popping. Let's go, find it. And so, in some of the drills I'm working with Taylor right now, we're working on her not popping, which is she's not checking in for help. Let's go. So let's go is going to be what I tell my dogs to get them out. There's her range. I don't mind them 15 to 20 yards. Remember, guys, I bird hunt with these dogs too.
You quartered a lot with Taylor. Millie has not.
Millie is not quartered. Taylor has. So this is a perfect strip for training quartering in. I work at an angle, 45 degrees. Let's go. I work at a 45 to one side. When my dog hits that side, now I get a change out of her. Notice her change. So she's gonna work back in the other angle. Let's go.
Here, if you have multiple handlers and multiple dogs given, I was going to, you're going to send her back to the right. My dog maybe wasn't quite ready to turn yet. What do you? I wouldn't work
multiple dogs this close together. So we're in a situation where we're working this last strip of beans because we've already worked this one back. So I wouldn't work multiple dogs, especially young ones, in a strip this narrow or tight.
You want them to be able to separate what belongs to them.
Yeah, and I don't want them distracted. These guys are working through distractions pretty good. They're not. If these dogs were wrestling and playing and not paying attention to what we were trying to do, I don't feel like that's the case right now. I would separate, or I would say one guy go this way. Let's go, and keep them further apart. I won't work them all so close together. Steph's hot on a line down there. She's my little. Had a call come in. Let's go.
I think it's going to be down here on the end.
Where the snow is? Let's go, girls. Come on, let's go.
Like, probably.
I just want to get her quartering. Come on, let's go. Good. You can see with my tone of voice picks up her energy. Look at this trail. I mean, these deer are coming right down these beans. So, but sometimes I gotta be getting a little life into my dog when she gets flat. She's flat right now. Hell, she's been for a pretty long walk and she's very out of shape. Now she's really working. Let's go, find it. Let's go. Shed dog caviar. Let's go. So sometimes if my dogs flatten out, I get them more excited. Put energy in them with my voice. Let's go, find it. Let's go.
Come on, Nick.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Now, for any of you guys, I see a bunch of people joining in late. So, we just did a set. We set one up for Taylor, and she found it. There's something. You see it?
She's in it. I think she's in it.
So, Mr. Anderson told us there was a shed down below the Shadow Hunter. We're not sure which strip of beans it was in. We didn't find it in that one. So now we're working back into it. So we think there's one in here because of what he told us. So now we're going to let these dogs work. And this is that transitional training. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So we got distractions too. Taylor's real busy carrying around dog poop. Come on. Or deer poop. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So sometimes when she gets flat, which she has, my voice has to get her going, let's go, come on, let's go. The nice part about it, I like these two dogs working together. They're not distracted by each other.
Yeah.
For
the first time Millie's ever worked with another dog.
For a 10-month-old dog to work with Taylor, that's solid. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, or we missed it. Is it a big one or a little one, did he say?
About this size.
Is it? Let's go. Let's go. So guys, people that are joining in late, so we found one so far. I've set one out for them and they found it. Now we're working on, there's supposed to be one here below the Shadow Hunter that Mr. Anderson saw about a week ago. And we either went past it or it's not here anymore. Let's go, come on, let's go, let's go. Let's work back through it then. Because I gotta believe it's there and we just worked past it. So again, very transitional training. We're going from, let's go guys, come on, let's go, let's go, come on, let's go, let's go. Let's go, find it Taylor, let's go, find it. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. Let's go. I'm gonna walk up into these beans up here. Maybe it wasn't the first row. So our goal right now is there's supposed to be a shed in here that Mr. Anderson saw, and we just want to find it. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Because it's a very good chance for us to have some success. We found one back about 100 yards when we first got going. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. And we're probably into maybe an hour and a half. And we're gonna switch and take Ellie next. Because Taylor is pretty out of shape. Let's go. Let's go. She's just coming off of her litter. She's what I would consider pretty out of shape. You can see she's panting pretty heavy. Well, it's real hard for her nose-wise. She's not going to use her nose if she's breathing through her mouth. Let's go. Let's go. I don't know. Huh?
I'm gonna pick rock and save our equipment.
Oh, there you go. So I'm not sure where that shed would be. Let's go. Come on, let's go. I'm gonna work her back through here one more time, and then we'll probably head back to the UTVs, and then we're gonna move. We got another bean field that we want to walk. We're gonna try to cover the easy stuff first with the kids, and then we're gonna go to then we're gonna go into the woods. I like the woods more. Let's go. And we got breakfast coming. So let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. So you can see I gotta put life into her right now. She's real flat. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Two of them. I don't know, maybe it's not in here. If it were in the beans, we should see it.
I know.
Well, maybe we're not going to find one down below the Shadow Hunter. Okay. So I think we're gonna turn this off. We're working back to the UTV. We're going back. We're gonna get something to eat. We're gonna switch out some dogs because Taylor has definitely met kind of her wall as far as energy. So Taylor, come here. I want to show you. Notice the little details on her. Tongue hanging. Really tired. This is excellent work for her. She hasn't exercised much since her baby, so it's a good exercise thing for her just to get her in shape. But I have to be realistic. If she's breathing through her nose heavily like that, she's not going to smell them. So we're going to turn this off, and we're going to come back. Hopefully we come back with some more sheds, but stay tuned. Mama dog is right. Why is that pointer on a leash, Joe? Because that pointer's got too much range right now, and we're concerned. Wyatt's concerned with him ranging too far. So right now, this is a complete drill of steadiness and heel work. So he wants to really go. We're finding balance in our training and healing that dog along the whole way through these open fields. When we get into the cover, thicker cover, then we're probably going to let him go a little bit. But right now, we're working these dogs that have similar range, which is where we want them, 25 to 35 yards. Eventually, we're hoping to have Hutch, that little pointing dog, work a little closer as well. So it's finding balance. He wants to go too far, so we do the opposite. He's going to heel along. And it's a great test for him to just become extremely patient and realize he's just going to have to do what Dad says. Rhett's working on that with his now too. I think that's something that with the breed, they have a tendency to really range. So we'll be back, guys. Get out and shed hunt if you can. It's nice out.